Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience with Airbnb in Nairobi. I was in Nairobi from December 20th to January 10th, so about 3 weeks. And I um, I had seen an ad on Airbnb for a studio in Kilmani, and I researched the area. I had seen some videos on the neighborhood, and people were raving about it. They were saying that Kilmani is a nice area in Nairobi, and yeah, so I thought, why not? And this is the thing. I saw another Airbnb. It was a one-bedroom apartment, which was more, like maybe about $200, $300 more for the 3 weeks. And I thought, why not go for the cheaper one, the studio in Kilmani, thinking that I can save some money. And then since I'm going to be there for 3 weeks, that money that I saved, I could use it for transportation, for food, for activities. So I reached out to the host for the studio, and it was tiny. Even from the pictures, you can tell, but it looked, of course, the pictures always make it look nice. And so I reserved it. I paid the full amount, and there's no, I think, I'm trying to remember the policy. A lot of them, they say they can refund you if it's like within a day or two, I guess, if you change your mind, but once it's paid, that's it. So the check-in was at 12. My flight got in, and it was there was a delay for me. I got in, I believe, like 3. I think it was 3 o'clock that I got in. So by the time I got to the Airbnb, it was 4 p.m. Now, I was told I was given a code for a lockbox and that the key would be in the lockbox. I went to the receptionist. I asked where it was. I put in the code and there was no key. So I called my host and I'm like, I'm here. Where's the key? And she said, Oh, I'm upstairs cleaning. I'll come down right away. So I waited. I waited about an hour, imagine. So she comes and she gives me the key. Now, I already was feeling uneasy because driving to that area, the road to get to the Airbnb was horrible. I'm talking about it had rained and the street, the pavement was broken up. It was bumpy, there was mud and water. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to walk in this area? But I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to make do because I paid for it. So I went up to the Airbnb, to the studio, and it's a busy, all the apartments there are for Airbnb. So it was like, it gave off anyone who was from America, it gave off motel vibes to me. So anyway, it was a lot of activity, and I was just like, wow, getting in and out is gonna be chaotic. So I go upstairs, and it to me, even though the pictures, of course, looked beautiful and it looked clean, it was there was stains on the carpet. It just did not look clean at all. But I was like, you know what? Still, that's okay. But instantly, as soon as I opened the bathroom, the smell that came out was horrendous. And I was just like, oh my God, what is this smell? But there was an air freshener, so I just opened the door. The window was already open in the bathroom. I opened the window in the studio. Come to find out, to make a long story short, under the sink, there was also a smell coming from under the sink. When I opened it, it was horrendous. And then that night, I went, I ventured out, trying to walk through that horrible street to get some groceries. And I tried to make something below the burner as well. I opened it and it was just horrendous. And I was like, what is the smell? There was an old rug in one of the cabinets. And I was like, is that where the smell is coming from? I tried to leave the window open, but then, at night there's mosquitoes, just like in Rwanda. So um, I reached out to her, the host, and I said, there's a horrible smell. And she was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Nobody has ever complained about that. We can come in the morning and check it out to see if we can, I don't know, she said, clean it. And I was thinking, this is not something you can just, it smells like septic or something. I don't know. It was something serious. And I said, you know what? I'm tired from the traveling and all that. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to sleep in. So maybe later on in the day. But when I was sleeping, I was like, I can't do this for 3 weeks. I just knew between the stench, I really wanted to vomit, between the smell and the neighborhood. I was like, there's no way I can stay here for 3 months. For 3 months, for 3 weeks. There's just no way. I could not sleep. I went to bed fine. I mean, I went to sleep finally, but it took a long time because it was just on my mind. I'm like, my trip is going to be ruined. So the next day, what I did, I looked up other Airbnbs and I found the one that was like $200 or $300 more. And I reached out to her and I said, can I come please see this apartment? I said, because the conditions here are horrible and I might have to change. I'm going to reach out to Airbnb, and if they allow me to leave this and get some of my money back, then I can do that. So I went and saw the other apartment. It was in Lavington, and I loved it. It was a one-bedroom apartment, clean. The cleaning lady, the domestic worker who cleans it, she showed me, and the my Uber driver came with me. Everything, it was beautifully decorated, it was clean. There was a gym there, it had a beautiful view, it had a balcony with a beautiful view, they had a pool, the area was nice. it's it was more walkable than in Kilmani. So I was like, I have to move to this one. So I reached out to Airbnb, and I was like, you know what? This is what's been happening. I just cannot stay for 3 weeks. It's horrible, the conditions. I can't, like, I want to vomit because no matter, I can't leave the door open when I sleep. And, because there's mosquitoes, and obviously, if I leave, I can't leave it open. My luggage is there. So I told them I need to move. I found another one. So what they told me was, okay, for the 2 days you were there, obviously we can't refund you that money, but for the time you have not spent, we can refund you and you can switch. So that's what I did. And she was not happy at all. So the day that I was leaving, um, when I went to pack, she sent me a message and she was like, well, when are you going to leave? And I said, oh, I'm packing, so maybe like by 5. She was like, no, you need to leave like in an hour because checkout was at, what did she say? Checkout was at 10 or 11? No, was it 11? 10, I think, in the morning. And I was just like, this is not a regular checkout. This was because of the circumstances that I had to find another Airbnb. But I was like, you know what? That's fine. She's upset. I'm sure she's not happy about having to not get the full payment. So I left, and so I'm going to show you footage of the Kilmani and also Lavington. So before I get to the footage, she almost ruined my trip to Nairobi because I get a message, I think like a day or two later, saying that I needed to give her $50 for late checkout. And I was like, no, because you can refuse it, right? When you get this kind of message from the host. And I said, no, there's no way I'm going to pay that because this wasn't, again, it wasn't intentional, like I'm going to check out late. No, it was because of the circumstances. So then I thought it was over. A week later, I get another message and it says you owe $99, almost $100 because you ruined the the pots. Mind you, I was there 2 days. 2 days, one night, and I cooked once or twice. And a lot of Airbnbs, a lot of their pots and pans, they're scratched up because people are not careful. They probably use metal spoons, metal forks to stir food instead of wooden or plastic. So it wasn't new. Obviously, people had used it. And she had the nerve to say, well, my cleaning lady went there and there was no smell. The only smell was from the food you cooked, and you ruined my pot, so I want money. And I was like, no, I'm not paying that. And I wrote a long email to Airbnb and I said, you know what? If I was at fault, I'm an honest person, I would pay that. I didn't do anything. She's trying to get money from me. She's upset. So no, I'm not going to do it. And they were saying, mind you, they had already instantly gave her the refund. So they were trying to get it from me. I said, no, you've ruined my trip to Nairobi. I've been dealing with this for like, It seems like almost 2 weeks. This is my first time booking an Airbnb, and this is what I go through. Really? I was so disgusted with her. Like, why? Because you're upset that I left instead of staying? The conditions were horrible for me. And she wrote like a long negative review because I was like, you know what? If you're gonna do that, then I'm gonna be honest as well. But the good thing is the host at my new Airbnb was so sweet. Anytime I had a question about how to get the hot water, how to there was a water dispenser, how to replace that when I finished the water. She would check in on me if she didn't hear from me and say, "How's it going, Eden? Is there anything I can help you with?" So she was the sweetest. So that made up for it. But it was just a horrible experience because it just made me not want to use Airbnb again. So, but the rest of the time, in Lavington was amazing. I loved that apartment. It was just relaxing. It was beautiful. Like I said, the view was incredible from everywhere, from the bedroom window, from the living room window, even from by the elevator, by the windows in the stairwell. So it was a good experience overall. But okay, now I'm gonna show you guys footage. I'm getting out of this room. This is the place that I had. It doesn't look that bad when we inspect closely. Just things were not clean. And look at how narrow it is to walk to the window. So you have to walk sideways. And then everywhere where there's plumbing, it stinks. So even here, there's a smell emanating. Over there, where the kitchen is, under two places, and then in the bathroom. Like today, I left the door open for the bathroom. When I came in, oh my god, I was about to throw up because the windows were closed. But the only nice thing about this place was the view. This is the view. And that's the street where it's muddy. The driver that brought me just now, he avoided it by going in a different direction, which I guess if I had stayed, I would have discovered. But nothing. Right now, out of here. Yeah. Like the rug looked like it hasn't been cleaned in a long time, and it's decent, but again, the smell is like, ugh. Yeah, like, oof, even right now I'm getting a whiff. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, okay. So this is where the Uber had to pass through, and I had to walk from the apartment, I think is up there. I think that's the apartment. And this is, look at this. I did not know about this. Yeah, I didn't know that this wasn't the Airbnb that I chose. It was another one, but I'm in shock coming from Johannesburg. A really nice, I mean, you know, being in Johannesburg is like being in America. And then welcome to Kenya. This is so sad to see. I need to get out of this neighborhood because there's no way. I can't walk. Every street I turn is like this. Can you imagine? Like every street I came on is like this. Not only can you not walk in it, the cars are like driving into where people should be walking. Like what? Wow. Look at this. And the street I came on is the same. Like I'm about to get hit by a car. Look at that. Like the cars are literally forcing you off the street. Where do you go? Yeah, no, this neighborhood is not for me. I will be changing Airbnbs. Not only does the Airbnb stink and is horrible, but look at this. Like, why? 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 Like, where am I supposed to walk? Like, where the fuck are you supposed to walk? Like, what is this shit? I'm cussing because, like, what is this? Ooh-wee. I came that way. And still, I got to the main street, which is a little bit more walkable, but it's like there's no designated. It's like you have to, like, I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's a little bit better because there's pockets like this where there's sidewalks, but yeah, I think probably better for me to move to a place where it's a little bit more walkable, because I was hoping not just going to the gym, but that I could walk in the street. And especially coming out of my Airbnb, it's impossible. I can't walk that. There's no way. It was really bad. Like most of the streets around it, and like if unless I can find a closer way, this is I don't know where I'm walking. You're literally like, some places they have walkable sidewalks, and then other places you're literally in the traffic and the cars are next to you. So I don't know, it's interesting. But Kilmani is supposed to be like a nicer area, so I'm not sure if there's a street or a few streets where maybe all the people live, and I don't know, or maybe it's still changing, because this is yeah, it's interesting. It's better to come and see it for yourself. So yeah, hopefully I can get an Airbnb somewhere else. But yeah, I should do it this way. This is the new place. Oh, so much better. So this is the living room, the couch, the beautiful background. This is where the TV is, also decorative. And there's a balcony, and there's I have to move that. I guess she left it, the cleaner, like towels and I don't know, pillowcases. So I have to move it in order to move this table so I can sit. And that's the view. And the apartments, like up there. And below is the pool, but you can't. I have to go. You can't see it, but there's a pool and a gym down there, and I'm on the 9th floor. So that's very helpful. And then we get to have a vlog in it, even though I think it's gonna come in, but let me, yeah. And then there's a little, oh, and there's this, because in the other one I've been buying my own bottle of water, and then I'm gonna have to ask them how you get someone to deliver it. And it's good. I have a supply. And then there's this seating area. I put my carry-on so I can move the stuff out. And I closed the curtain, but I mean, you can open it. But it just kind of looks out into the other apartments. There are balconies, and then there is a view. Somewhat of a view. And the kitchen. Oh, it's small, but whatever. There's a burner, there's a water heater, and all that cabinet space, and big fridge, and a dish rack, and a microwave, and utensils. um, and this is the entryway, and then this is the bathroom. Trying not to push myself in here. And the showers. It's very noisy. The fan. I have no choice but to turn it on. It doesn't have different switches for the fan and the light. And this is the bedroom, and the picture actually looks smaller. Yeah, and then there's even a desk, a chair, a full-length mirror, an iron, and wardrobe closet, and even a mosquito net. I don't know if I'll need it. We'll see. And then from the bedroom, this is the view. Very high up, 9th floor, but there's obviously higher. I don't know if there's a rooftop. That wasn't mentioned about this building. Is huge. Oh, you can see the pool. You can see the pool from here. Nobody's there. And then the gym is right in front of it. Yep. So, whew, upgrade. Alhamdulillah. So this is the thing about in Nairobi, what I've noticed. This is a nice area. It's called Lavington. So there's, you know, nice condos and apartments, and there's a grocery store within walking distance of my Airbnb. But, and actually, like for driving, the roads are okay here, unlike the first Airbnb I was in. But the only problem I've noticed in Nairobi so far, and I haven't been to every neighborhood, is just there's no area for people to walk. And even right here is supposed to be a sidewalk. Mind you, that's not where I came from. There wasn't a street like this. It was dirt road. So you have to walk where the cars are. And then here, when there is a sidewalk, there's cars parked here. Like, does that make sense? Like, there's not even, like, people have to walk where the motor is. So imagine at night, there's no street lights, or hardly any. I guess there's here. And then, yeah, like, I know cars are used to it, but it's like you don't feel comfortable walking where cars are driving. And it's not that wide. There's, you know, going and coming. Like, this car's going in one direction, that one is coming, but then people are supposed to also walk next to the cars. Yeah, that's the only drawback. But, you know, it's nice. I mean, it's green, like Kigali. Very green. I didn't expect that. So, anyway, as always, of course, when you record... just have to ignore people. See, look, there's supposed to be a sidewalk and he's parking here. Definitely in Kigali you couldn't do that. But anyway, see where the ladies are walking, that's the way you have to walk here. And actually this is comfortable to walk. At least I went other streets where it was like every block or so you have to find like new ground to walk, and you're like, is this walkable, is this a sidewalk? So this is the, I'm walking and this car just comes in front of me like I don't exist. So this is the grocery store. I just came to get tomatoes and a few other things because I already went to I already got some things from Carrefour. They have Carrefour here. Oh, they have a hair place here. And there's music coming from over there. Must be some kind of lounge or something. Yeah, the good thing about Nairobi, again, different from Kigali, is that there's life here. Sorry to say, there's liveliness. So anyway, let me stop recording because there's a security guard right there watching. This is my view from the bedroom in the Airbnb. Look at how pretty. I took a picture from the living room, but so you can't see. Oh, I guess it's the same, but I feel like you can see more from here. How pretty is that? I'm on the 9th floor. But I feel like it's higher the way we're towering over the trees. And there's still some houses, I guess, down there that, I don't know, people have kept while all the construction around them has been happening with all these apartment buildings. Yeah, look at how beautiful that is. Look at the sky. And that's the grocery store right there, Nevis. I guess it's a Kenyan brand because they're all over Nairobi. And I have whatever I need. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Not to mention that there's Carrefour, several Carrefours here. Yeah, just showing you. And down there, you can't really see now, but it's the pool. And the gym is, that's the gym in the middle. And then there's, so I'm in block B. There's another building right there. I don't know, that's A or C, and then another one to the left. Yeah. I was just looking out, enjoying the view. Like, yeah, it's just really beautiful. So this is a cafe, and I already heard about it before I came to Nairobi. It's called Art Cafe Market Gourmet Food Store. Gourmet, okay? Look at this. When you walk in, and it's in a mall, Lavington Mall. which is the area that I'm staying in. It's very, supposed to be upscale. So they have all these baked goods, croissants and muffins, and even like an Italian delicatessen. So they got pasta, they got olives, they got marmalade and cashew butter and chickpea and fresh bread that's made daily. I just got multi-grain bread, but they have the challah bread, and even coffee and dessert. And apparently they're known for their caramel salted cake, and I have to get a slice. Hopefully I won't eat all of it today. I just will taste. And then they have outside seating. I was getting my order to go, but and then hopefully they don't mind. And then there's outside seating. Yeah, outside seating. And it's okay, come. And then outside they have like a market when you enter the complex for the mall. And I didn't go there today, so. And there was a really nice guy that I was chatting with. That's him. I'm gonna catch him while he's not looking. Yeah, so I'll be here definitely because you can basically sit here, bring your laptop. So yeah, it's nice. So I'm finding places like that here. Village Market, back to Lavington. I think where the Village Market is, I can't remember the area name. Because I had to buy downstairs in the lobby here. There's a stand where they sell like carved images on a notebook. It's like wooden cover with different images. I wanted to get that as a gift for a few people back in Kigali. So I'm here, and then I'm gonna get something to eat from downstairs from the cafe. But I just went to the top floor, and this is the view of this area in Nairobi. Look at the greenery. Everywhere is green. I'm trying not to show the window. I mean this part of the window, but it's okay. How pretty. Okay, my last day. Until next time, and I don't know when that is.